16 segundos. Voy a pausar la música ahora y vamos a ver qué tal. Se viene.
Se viene.
Muchas gracias, Atsu. Vale, pauso por aquí la música y vamos a ver qué nos hace el tráiler.
Hi, I'm Chris Wilson from Grinding Gear Games. Welcome to the Work From Home edition of our Path of Exile announcement livestream. Thanks for joining us as we discuss all the details of the upcoming Path of Exile Scourge expansion, which releases on October 22nd for PC and October 27th on console. For today's livestream, Twitch drops are enabled. Check out the link below the stream for more information on how to claim your free Dragonfly wings. First up, we'll showcase the trailer for Path of Exile Scourge. Then we'll take a deep dive through all the details of its Challenge League and rewards.
¿Ves el logo, no?
After that, we'll talk about the improvements we're making to Path of Exile's endgame and the various types of new aspirational content we're adding for you to benchmark your best characters against. Next up, we'll talk about some big improvements to the passive skill tree.
Yo creo que al activar esta mierda, por las cosas que han dicho en Twitter, va a cambiar el mapa o donde estés va a cambiar por
completo. We'll head into a live Q&A stream where I chat with community streamer Ziggy D. Oh, and after the Q&A, we'll post the entire expansion's patch notes. I'm proud to present the official trailer for Path of Exile.
¿Cómo no lo sé?
¿Cómo? ¿Que vas a poner las notas del parche ya?
¿Ya van a poner
Le estoy subiendo el volumen
Luis, no me hagas esto,
al stream
Chris.
para el vídeo. No me putéis que cuando habláis se os oye súper alto.
Lo siento.
The day the demons found our world, the innocent were first to die.
Pues mira, sí que era.
They approach your world, your Raycast. You must take the fight to them. Embrace the power of chaos. Become more than mortal. Face the nightmare.
¿Cómo?
Como que te haces más fuerte y puedes hacerle cosas diferentes a los objetos.
Se ha parecido eso, ¿no? Uy, habilidad nueva. O sea, no es el boss.
Uy, ¿qué le ha pasado al árbol?
¿Qué es eso?
¿El árbol no es así?
¿Qué es eso?
They are ravenous. They are endless. They are the Scourge.
¿Qué pasó? Wow.
The Path of Exile Scourge
Saben crear
expansion
hype,
contains a lot
Lo
of new
reconozco,
content
saben
and
crear
features that
hype.
we'll reveal to you today. Let's start with its namesake, the Scourge Challenge League.
Se me paró la tula.
Watch, you're startled by a figure appearing out of nowhere, trying to escape from something you can't see. She hands you a rusty-looking device called the Blood Crucible and urges you to implant it into your body. As you play through each area in the Scourge Challenge League, the Blood Crucible fills with the blood spilled by monsters you have slain. Once it reaches a certain threshold, you're able to activate the device.
Hostia, te metes en modo sangre.
You into a parallel
Y tienes
reality,
tiempo,
an alternate raycast where some form of apocalyptic event is occurring. This raycast is overrun by demons known as the Scourge. They're powerful, dangerous, and come in many forms. The more blood you have collected, the longer you can stay shifted into the parallel raycast. But the longer you stay, the more damage you'll take.
Oh.
When the Crucible's blood runs out or you choose to shift back, you are instantly
cuanto
returned
más
to your
tiempo
original
estés, más
location in
daño
our
recibirás.
raycast to continue your journey.
O sea, de los enemigos, entiendo.
So why enter an alternate reality to fight a horde of ravenous demons? The answer to that question is exactly what you expect from Path of Exile. You're not there to save the world, you're there to find cool items.
No estás ahí para salvar el mundo, estás para encontrar ítems chulos.
While you were killing the Scourge, it absorbs corruption from the alternate ray class and focuses it onto the item. After enough kills, your item is ready to transform. When it does, it becomes corrupted and gains a pair of Scourged modifiers. One of these is a beneficial mod and one is a detrimental mod.
Tier 1.
These Scourged mods are in addition to the regular explicit and implicit mods or enchantments on the item. There are many powerful beneficial mods available that can really improve your item. The detrimental mods can significantly raise the requirements of the item, penalize your character's stats such as resistances, or outright turn off various mechanics like the ability to deal fire damage or gain charges. The goal of the transformation process is to get a beneficial mod that makes your item a lot more powerful, while also rolling a detrimental mod that doesn't hurt your build much or at all. But if you get a combination you're unhappy with, then your item is not ruined. By putting it back in the Blood Crucible and killing even more monsters in the alternate ray class, you can transform it a second time, potentially getting a better pair of mods that overwrite the first. Equipment can be transformed up to 3 times, and each time it guarantees a minimum tier of beneficial and detrimental mods equal to the number of times it has been transformed. By the 3rd tier, you can start to get some very powerful effects. The Blood Crucible works on already corrupted items, so it's possible to add Scourge mods to items that you thought couldn't be improved any further. Talking about corrupted items, you're going to need a way to modify their sockets. While in the alternate ray class, you can find tainted
refusing para meterle los ítems corruptos.
And tainted orbs of fusing, which work exactly the same as their regular counterparts but can only be used on corrupted items. Tainted orbs provide a significantly easier and cheaper way of modifying the sockets on your corrupted items than the crafting bench does. While it's obvious that Scourged items can be among Path of Exile's most powerful endgame equipment, it's worth considering the huge impact that good Scourge modifiers can have on your run through the campaign. In our testing, we often manage to Scourge items that are far more powerful than leveling uniques. As you slay the Scourge and other monsters while shifted, the Blood Crucible gains experience and can level up. You can allocate its skill points in its own passive skill screen, which allows it to specialize in many aspects such as unlocking additional item slots, faster item transformation, better transformation outcomes, the ability to transform unique items, and so on. It's possible to eventually allocate every single one of the Blood Crucible skills, but it requires a lot of demon slaying.
Vale. No te preocupes, Chris, que yo mato bichos.
Scourge's endgame is one where you control the level of risk and reward, or as we like to say in the business, it has a lot of player agency. Once you're exploring the Atlas of Worlds, you may gain the ability to place maps in the Blood Crucible alongside your equipment. When a map absorbs enough corruption and transforms, it gains a beneficial and detrimental effect in the same way that a piece of equipment does. It can also gain a modifier that changes the behavior of Scourge League in that map entirely. After all, when you combine 2 types of alternate realities together, the results are bound to be unpredictable.
Es el modo, sí.
Maps can be transformed up to 10 times, increasing their risk and reward substantially. When a map is transformed a second or subsequent time, there's a chance that the new beneficial or Be careful not to transform your maps too many times, of course, as they may become too dangerous.
Ya está funcionando el drop,
No.
Path of Exile Scourge introduces 6 new unique items, of which 3 have been added to the core drop pool and 3 can be found in specific aspirational content that we'll reveal later in the livestream. Ulnatol's Vow is an amulet that effectively enables you to turn any 6-linked body armor into a 7-link. The gems you socket into this amulet apply to skills in your body armor. While specific mods on items have allowed players to create 7-link skills in the past, this amulet lets you choose whatever support gem you want, including corrupted or awakened ones. It's only possible to find this unique item in specific content that we'll reveal later in the livestream. The new Mage Blood Belt is one of the most powerful unique items to ever exist in Path of Exile. It permanently enables a number of your utility flasks, providing their benefits constantly with no one on your part. This belt means that regardless of what your build is, you'll sustain your utility flasks during 100% of gameplay, even long boss fights. Mage Blood is in the core drop pool and is exceptionally rare.
¿Cómo? Pero ese cinturón está
Early next year, we will release a huge overhaul of Path of Exile's Atlas of Worlds endgame in the 3.17 expansion.
Podremos generar millones de gusanos.
The Scourge expansion introduces a bunch of changes quickly you can set up and progress through your Atlas. We're also introducing more types of ultra-challenging endgame content for top players who want to put their best characters to the test. In order to substantially shorten the length of the Atlas grind, we've reduced the number of regions from 8 to 4. This implicitly reduces the number of watchstones required from 32 to 60. We have also reduced the number of maps on the Atlas, so it's now approximately 100 plus the unique
gusto no es los
maps.
poquitos mapas,
We've
el gusto
rebalanced
es
the
no
bonuses for
tener que
completing
sacar
content
las
so that by the time
8
your Atlas is
regiones.
fully unlocked,
Además, de
you
verdad,
receive
era
a
una
slightly
locura,
higher
tío.
level of benefit than you did before.
32 Waston.
Because the number of regions has been halved,
Ah,
so
ya,
have the
pedazo de
number of
árbol.
Atlas
Yes.
passive trees. There are now 4 plus the Uncharted roads.
Papá.
We've made each tree slightly larger and removed some less frequently used or
10
duplicated
puntos,
skills.
puedes poner ahora.
You'll still be awarded the same number of Atlas passive skill
Como
points
antes, ¿no?
as before. With these changes, each map you play constitutes far more progress than a
Baldo
previous
Res ahora está arriba a la
About
derecha.
half as much work is now required to reach
Esto
part
es
of
una
Exile's
F, ¿no?
ultimate
Porque son
endgame.
menos puntos, en realidad.
Con menos puntos vas a tener que ser mucho más selectivo, pero bueno.
We've made some other changes to streamline the endgame also.
Sí, bueno, al
For
final
example,
haces
now
una o
when you
dos cosas
unveil a
por región,
modifier,
así que da
all
igual.
tiers of that modifier
Por eso te digo,
immediately
vas a tener que
unlock
ser mucho más
crafting
selectivo y
bench.
no vas a tener
This applies to
10.000
every
millones
veiled modifier,
de formas
including
diferentes
very
de farmear,
rare
vas a
ones.
tener que elegir un par como mucho y centrarte en ello. Yo lo veo bien.
Many of Path of Exile's past leagues have an endgame component that is designed to challenge the best players with the best builds. Over time, more and more of Path of Exile's experienced players have managed to defeat the game's hardest content. Our most difficult endgame content doesn't pose as much of a challenge as it once did. In the Scourge expansion, we have added a set of new aspirational content, Uber versions of Breach, Blight, Legion, an extension to Delirium's Simulacrum.
Uber version de todas las mecánicas.
Breach's endgame involves running breach stones, which can be placed in the map device to open portals to a breach lord's domain. For each breach lord, there are currently 4 tiers of breach stones, and you can upgrade between them using blessings.
Cargada, enriquecida y pura.
Path of Exile Scourge introduces a new tier, Flawless
Nuevo
Breach
tier.
Stones. These can't be obtained via blessings, but are instead found in the Maven encounters where you fight the breach lords in their most challenging forms. These Flawless Breach Stones require a substantially more powerful character to complete.
La tira,
rewards
la
appropriate
llave de
for
los
difficulty.
brillos, el hidden.
Y la puedes
Existing
conseguir
breach
con...
stones now have 2 random modifiers.
No,
One
no,
recall that
con
doesn't
blessings
include
no.
build disabling ones, such as
Lo
not
ha
being
dicho.
able to leech. And the new Flawless Breach Stones have 4 of these modifiers, which represents a significant jump in difficulty. They can drop special versions of the Grasping Male body armor, which has a specific fractured modifier themed around the breach lord of that domain.
Ok.
The Ulnatol's Vow unique amulet we revealed earlier can
Yeah,
only
el
be
amuleto
nuevo
obtained
es
from
el
que
these
di.
breach stones. All breach stones have been modified so that the items you earn from
que
monsters
el
are now
único
drops
sale
in
de un
spiraling
netón.
off feet when you complete or fail the
Va a
event.
subir el precio
In
de
addition,
la
rare
peor
monsters and
brecha.
breach domains drop an additional random reward types such as
Hostias,
scarabs,
¿y esto?
maps, or divination cards, with flawless breach stones adding 2 additional reward types. All breach stones are
Ni
far
idea.
more rewarding than before.
Las brechas ahora tienen un cofre.
Blighted maps were previously our pinnacle blight content and could be anointed up to 3 times to increase their difficulty and rewards.
Mapa Blight.
In the Scourge expansion, while you're playing blighted maps, you may find a blight ravaged map. These have increased monster difficulty and are
Ha
always
dicho que
monster
te lo
level
tira el
85.
propio mapa Blight.
Sí,
They
sí,
can be
sí.
anointed up to 9 times with up to 3
Los
of
Super
any
Blight
one
salen
type
de
of
Blight y
anointment.
las superbrechas
These
salen
incredibly
de,
challenging
del
encounters
encantamiento
De las
can also
brechas.
yield one of Scourge's powerful new unique items.
Del hidden, creo que se llama.
In Legion, you can combine up to
Hostia.
5 timeless emblems to
El
enter the
Legion.
domain
Esos
of
son los
timeless
tochos.
conflict. While playing the domain in this expansion,
luego, Eva.
you can find unrelenting emblems, which can be mixed and matched with timeless emblems for a substantially more challenging and rewarding encounter. Delirium's Simulacrum encounter has been extended, with 10 additional waves of
10 más.
As you can expect, these extremely difficult extra waves are very rewarding and feature escalating chances for a Delirium boss to spawn. With each wave you play, the Simulacrum now has increasing chances
Simulacro
of dropping
tiene
cluster
30
jewels
oleadas
and
y
past
nuevos
wave 20
mapas.
Delirium unique items. Previously, you could only get a maximum of 1 Delirium unique item per Simulacrum, but now you can walk out with multiple high-value items such as voices.
Ahora puedes sacar más de una voice test
Sí, que
por
puedes
cada
sacar más de un
Represent a lot
único
more value,
de
but also an
Delirium.
opportunity to truly test your character against
Nueva
some of
fuente de
Path of
farmeo
Exile's
de
hardest
endgame.
content. In addition, Delirium orbs are now a lot more common, and Delirium's rewards have been improved due to less popular ones like Prophecy and Talisman being removed
Qué
entirely.
guapo el mapa,
Eso.
Han quitado el delirio de
We've made
Talisman.
quite a few changes to Delve in the Scourge expansion. The first change is that we have completely rebalanced the entire thing so it's just more rewarding and more challenging at earlier depths.
La mina, Micro, la
In
mina.
general, monsters scale to have more life but less damage than
Minica,
before.
Sulfitaito.
We've improved monster skills and biome modifiers to make deeper depths more challenging to go with their better rewards.
Más recompensas, mejores, los bichos tendrán menos vida pero más daño, o al revés. Creo que he hecho más vida y menos daño.
To get back on the ladder, just play at whatever depth you were still able to complete. We've also improved the delve catch-up mechanic. Previously, if you entered delve for the first time at level 90,
¡Hostias!
that is the equivalent of
¡Hostias!
now would be taken to the equivalent of tier 13 maps. This means that if you want, you can essentially ignore delve until the late game, rather than having to play as you go.
Profundidad 101 en recto. Chaval. Que escúchame, me parece que me voy a hacer otra vez la era Lofagón y tengo que remontarla y que sea buena. Sí o sí. Hay que bajar en la mina.
¿Cómo? ¿Que te puede? ¿Cómo?
We've also increased fossil and resonator availability throughout the Azurite mine.
Los bosses de mina ahora sueltan resonadores y escarabajos.
Mod fracturado, chaval.
Y escarabajos, digo, y...
With Rocío. Resonators not dropping anymore. We've also improved the least.
Gracias por el Prime, Rocío.
Uf.
It has been a long time
me apetece mucho jugar del B.
A mí también.
¿Por qué me haces esto, Cristo? No es difícil ya aprendérselo, pero tengo que aprender otra vez.
¿Pero había dicho rework, eh?
All of your years of muscle memory will not be wasted. The tree will still feel like the back of your hand, despite.
Están potenciando todas las mecánicas, están potenciando legión y de todo, pero es que ahora reworkean el árbol.
We reviewed and improved each of the tree's class start areas. We added
Hay un
new
Cristo de
clusters of
cambios
skills,
aquí,
improved existing ones, and concentrated more directly on each skill's primary function.
Ay, Dios.
The process of doing this identified
El
that
árbol
many passive skills
Las divas 3 de un mismo nodo se enciende el
away
centro.
from the purpose of what
Se
the
queda
skill was trying to do.
el nodo se
When we
brilla.
took niche stats away from a skill, we buffed the primary function of the skill so that it was more concentrated on
Ese
one
coso
purpose.
nuevo arriba. Ah,
While
no,
I'm
es el de
sure the
varitas.
powerful passive skills sound great to you, you're probably wondering what happened to all of those niche stats. You see, while we were doing this revamp, we realized that specific build-enabling niche stats appearing in specific locations on the tree actually constrained players' passive builds in quite severe ways.
¿Qué es eso?
Players who
Yes,
wanted
me
to
están
get several
puteando.
specific niche stats often had little flexibility with the rest of their tree because they had to
movido un
plan
montón de
around
cosas,
getting
¿eh?
to the specific clusters that had those niche stats in them.
Básicamente toca
We
rehacer
decided we wanted to
todas
solve
las
both
putas
problems at
spoils.
once here, to move niche stats off the main tree, but also to provide a way to get them,
Chaval.
preferably from many different locations all over the passive skill tree.
Igual que un parche de Diablo 3.
Igual,
Outside
igual.
of the class start locations, all
Un
passive
poquito
skill
menos de
clusters that
contenido
have a
le veo.
notable passive in them now contain a passive mastery. When you allocate the first notable passive in each cluster, a mastery becomes available to allocate in that cluster. When you spend a passive skill point on the mastery, you can choose a specific stat to gain. This list is shared with all the clusters on the tree that have the same theme, so you can travel to any of them to get the stats you want. As you allocate a mastery stat, is crossed off the list for that theme.
La cagamos.
La hemos cagado.
Madre mía,
Bueno,
chaval.
This
¿qué va a
mastery
hacer?
system has essentially let us add hundreds of powerful new notable passives that you can access from all over the tree. In addition to the stats that we moved into masteries when consolidating power on the rest
que
of the
puedes
tree,
elegir.
we
Estoy
also come
soltando
up with a bunch
gotitas
of
ahora
new
mismo.
interesting niche stuff. to
Madre
enable
mía
all
del
of
señor.
builds.
La cagamos, gente.
Es
Seis-
como
We've also
ponerle.
rebalanced a few
6
keystone
nodos
Un
potenciales del
talento
fuego,
de-
puedes elegir lo que te dé la gana donde te dé la gana.
Keystones to the
Madre
tree.
mía del señor. Es como meterle.
Bueno, pues
All
gente,
the
tenéis una
passive
ventaja y es que vais a aprender a jugar a Puedo junto conmigo, que te va a aprender de
concentrated
nuevo.
power coming from core passives, and a selection of build-enabling niche stats available on
Pero
masteries for
se,
you to
se le
pick.
salió la puta cabeza,
Entonces-
chaval.
Ese es el de.
Mira
Ese es
eso.
una cluster de branch, eso es muy importante.
Exile Scourge introduces
Mira
a
eso.
whole variety
La
of
han
skill gems
convertido en
with
una
many different
pasiva.
purposes. Two of them are new
Esto de Family Friendly no tiene nada.
Igual juego Penance,
These ones are designed to immediately create entirely new builds that have a lot of
Madre mía.
potential. There's also a utility skill that will help characters stay alive, a variation on an existing skill gem, and 6 new gems designed for party play. Let's go through the new skills.
¿Qué has hecho, Chris?
Energy Blade is a new skill that transforms your melee weapons into, well,
Enfocados al
energy
juego en
blades.
party, dice.
A large portion of your energy shield is converted into the lightning damage that these blades deal. This opens up an entirely new melee energy
Hostia,
shield
qué bonita.
where you want to stack as much
Ay,
energy shield
Dios.
as possible to get the most
Uy,
powerful
no, las.
blades you
Oh,
can.
lo, 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 lo.
Estamos
Conveniently,
teniendo
the
orgasmos.
defenses
Mola,
rework
mola.
in this expansion is
Cómo
very
molan las
compatible with this
espadas.
plan.
Ay,
Y luego no quieren que
Temporal
juegue estas
Rewards is a new
skills,
utility
¿sabes?
skill that
Guapa
also
está la
rewinds
skill,
your character's
chaval.
state by 4 seconds. After activating
Temporal
the
Rift
skill,
es
it
como
starts
una-
storing your position, life, mana, and energy shield values every quarter second. When you use the skill again, you will rerun back to 4 seconds ago.
Hostia.
The build shown here uses the forbidden right skill introduced
No,
in the last
te
expansion.
devuelve atrás.
This skill does a lot of
Como
damage,
si
but
estás
also hurts
jodido,
the caster when
como que
used.
te devuelve
vuelves
el
atrás el
Rift
tiempo
allows
4
this player to
segundos.
snapshot
Es la habilidad
their full life
del
orb,
personaje
cast
este
forbidden
de
right a
Overwatch.
lot, and then revert
Echo,
back to full
la
life
R de
and keep
Echo.
casting. Not only is Temporal Rift incredibly useful in hardcore mode for obvious reasons, or while exploring maps efficiently, but it also enables some interesting tricks.
Pero te devuelve la vida y el
Está
maná.
muy
Think
roto,
of it,
¿no?
it'll be
Te
pretty
devuelve la
quick
vida y
to
el
get
No,
as
no,
well
te
if you don't
devuelve
miss it
atrás
timing.
el tiempo.
Esa mierda está
Ah,
muy
vale,
rota.
Rift also
entonces
prevents
pinta
temporal
mejor
chains
el
from
argumento.
Sí,
affecting
por
you
motivos
while
obvios
it's
es
in
muy
use.
buena para hardcore.
Te devolverá
As
la
another
muerte.
use
Que deja de ser
As the
buena.
name suggests, it creates a
Hostia, qué
tornado that
bonito.
relentlessly moves towards enemies and pulses with damage.
Mira cómo
Qué
tira
guay.
rayos
While
y
the
todo,
tornado is
eh.
forming, you have a couple of
Oh,
seconds
lo
where it
sonó- oh,
will
lo
absorb
digo.
damage from
¡Hostia, de
guay!
fuego!
Fire as many projectiles as you can into it during that period, and it'll power up,
Ok,
greatly increasing its
hostia,
damage
chaval.
output.
Hace lo mismo, me ha parecido ver que hace lo mismo que el Frostwall. O que el Flingwall, lo
In
de
the
que si lo
Expedition
atraviesas.
expansion, we introduced
le mete
a
fuego a
skill
las
called
flechas.
Explosive Concoction.
Bueno, pues
Based on
habrá que
player
jugarse
feedback,
una de
we're
arcos
improving
esta
these
liga, ¿no?
skills so that its projectiles are thrown faster, have a higher base crit chance, and have greater
Han
speed.
bufado mucho la de
Now that we feel that
los...
Explosive
fuerte,
Concoction is
¿eh?
sufficiently
Lol.
powerful,
Negri,
we're
muchas gracias por su
introducing a
compañero.
similar new skill called Poisonous Concoction.
¿Vieron lo de cómo se
As the name
rellenan las
implies,
vidas?
this one deals poison damage rather than fire damage, and consumes charges
Hostia,
from your life
han añadido lo de los
rather than your
frascos, pero de
elemental
veneno.
flasks. Poisonous Concoction scales its damage based on how much life the consumed flasks recover, which encourages you to craft your flasks to take advantage of this.
Gente, os tengo que pedir perdón, os tenía que haber avisado que compráis Kleenex antes.
Sí.
Hay habilidades
It's
muy
quite rare for us to
interesantes,
introduce
¿eh?
skills that
O sea,
only
Eso.
one
Poner más
party
18,
play.
¿eh?
But in the Scourge expansion, we've created a set of
¿Qué es
6
eso?
that function in similar
¿Qué,
ways but do
cojo-
different
qué
things.
cojones?
These link skills create a bond between you
¿Qué
and a
mierda es?
specific party member, providing a big benefit to them while they stay within range, but with
Link
a very
skills
important
para
drawback
parties.
that if they die, so do you.
¿Qué
Cuando él
cojones?
muere, tú mueres.
Mucho
Soul Link
juntos.
protects your target by causing a percentage
Dios.
of damage that dealt
Mira,
to be
tal vez
applied to
estaba
your
qué
energy
bonito,
shield
chaval.
instead.
Ni
If
que
you've built a
murámonos
tanky
juntos.
character with a lot of energy
Pues sí,
shield,
vamos
then
a
you and your
matar gente.
target will be protected by it.
Tú mueres y tu
Protective
target
Link
muere.
grants your target a chance to block attacks
Y
that's equal to yours.
la anterior y
Luego,
esta
life gain on blocks.
es que coges
By
una
default,
parte
the
del
obvious
daño que
use of this
recibe.
link skill is to allow you to
Es,
specialize in
como
block,
jugar
and
dos
then use it
personas
to
en la
protect
misma
your
partida de
ally
Diablo
with
3 con el
specialists in
anillo.
something else.
¿Quién quiere morir linkeado a mí?
There are some cool tricks you might discover.
Bueno,
For
este
example, the glancing blows
le da tu
keystone
block a
passive
él.
doubles your block chance, but changes that so that you still take some damage from blocked attacks. In conjunction with Protective Link, though, your target will receive
Entonces
more
con
double
esto es
block
con lo que se va a poder
chance, but won't
jugar
receive the
el
drawback.
nuevo Uber Legion.
Intuitive Link is socketed alongside a
Si se
spell
puede hacer
of your
que 5T
character,
en el bufo,
and that
en
spell
plan
is triggered
Seven
from
Deadly
your
Sins.
target's location when they hit an enemy.
Mm,
This could be
imagino
used
que
for
solo
Cuando-
protection if you have a
es-
party member who's
Esta de
cycling
aquí,
through enemies,
cuando
and you can
tu
trigger your
linkeado
spells from within
pega,
those packs of enemies without having to
ejecuta
get close
tu
yourself.
hechizo.
There are 3 other link skills that we will
De
reveal closer
movida
to
a pavo.
release. As this expansion does include significant nerfs to
Super
aura-built characters who stack auras for the benefit of their party
Esto es una
members,
casa critical.
these link skills give them a
Esto
viable,
es
more
una,
active
esto es una
playstyle.
casa crítica que casteo hasta lo del
Link
tus
skills
aliados.
cannot normally
Pero a
be
lo
used
bestia,
for
además.
so
¿Cómo?
rather than minion masteries,
¿Cómo?
the passive skill
Hola.
tree that allows you to use link skills with them.
Minion Defense.
However,
Link
this has
skill
a high
afecta a
mana
minions.
cost
Micro,
that is
link
difficult to
link
stay
skill para minions.
Sí, sí, lo estamos viendo.
In Path of Exile Scourge, we've done a lot of balance work improving flasks, ailment mitigation, general character defenses, and
Escúchame,
elemental
tengo
damage.
ganas de jugarme una zombie man. Tengo
We've
ganas
made
de
some
jugarme una
changes to
zombie
how
man.
stacking auras and curses
Solo digo
works,
eso.
and have buffed most awakened support gems. We've posted about the changes we intend in the last couple of weeks, and have been iterating on these changes based on testing and your feedback. We are
Es una
posting the
lástima, te
full
pones
Scourge
gemas para jugar
patch
con
notes
amigos y
after
no
the
tienes
Q&A
amigos.
portion of this live stream, so we'd encourage you to check out the full details of
Una
the
casa, un
balance
friend.
changes there. We first introduced guilds alongside Path of Exile's initial release in October 2013. Our guild leaders and members have been patient for a very long time, and after 8 years, we're rewarding that patience with a wave of guild quality of life features. As a game about items, the functional heart of a Path of Exile guild is its stash. You can finally control-click items into and out of
¿Cómo?
your
Que
guild
parece un
stash, and
stash
access other
normal.
features such as
Control-click
the
para
box
meter
of
cosas.
stashes, drag and drop stash
Pero
ordering,
que es un stash
affinities,
normal,
etc.
es un stash normal.
We've
con
also introduced
pestañas
guild
tochas.
versions of all of the types of
Va a
premium
estar
stash
todo
tabs,
acomodadito,
so
no lo
guilds
tengo
can
que hacer
finally enjoy
yo.
popular tabs such as
¡Oh, qué
currency and
guay!
map tabs.
¡Ay, tenemos
Our
jugar!
shared guild tabs are a little more
¿Cómo van a
expensive
estar
than individual
vacías esas
tabs because of their
pestañas,
server
eh?
costs. and
Pero
overhead.
vacía,
We've
vacía.
bundled all of the exotic ones together in a single discounted bundle for guilds that want to invest in the whole lot at once. We have also added the ability to export a CSV file of your guild stash activity log for convenient auditing.
Gracias,
We wanted to be
Morehammer.
functional with fun, so we've introduced introduce guild hideouts.
El
Guild
guild
leaders can
hideout.
select any in-game or microtransaction hideout that they have unlocked and create a guild hideout based on that template. These hideouts are a great place to hold guild meetings or to just have as a space between maps.
Pásame la base y yo la importo. De hecho, puedes hacerme ya una base si quieres para el normal. Lo random que se te ocurra lo pongo.
We have entirely removed the favor system in Path of Exile. From this expansion onwards, all hideout decorations that could previously be obtained with favor are now available to all players in unlimited quantities.
¿Cuántas horas dices que tengo que jugar para dejar un hideout auto?
Claro, lo que han dicho, han mandado todo por culo el favor. Todo el mundo tiene disponible todo.
We've also added a system that allows you to filter decorations by tag because there are just so many available now.
Pues me parece bastante bien, sinceramente. Que te puedas hacer el highlight que salga de las pelotas sin tener que depender de...
Gente, tenemos que tener más ligas de mierda, por lo menos uno al año.
Expedition al core.
Si después de una liga de mierda va a pasar esto, por favor,
The first
lo
is that they are
necesito.
automatically collected as you complete expeditions, and the second is that all characters can now engage with the Calgaro merchants without having to feel that their best plan is to trade the currency away to other players who may use it more efficiently than them. It's a difficult decision working out whether to make specific advantage to trade or not, but we feel that on balance, this new approach will solve several problems with the system.
No hay problema, a mí me gustaba jugar con Tugen. Tugen, prepárate tú, la que voy.
You'll start finding expeditions from Act 6 on.
Ojo, no voy a poder sacar Exile expendiéndolo.
Dios, es que los árboles dan un miedo, tío.
Mira lo de la izquierda, qué pequeñito se ve ahora.
Parece que no tienes espacios, a la izquierda.
Espera, a ver qué dicen de Cadiro.
¡Hombre! El amigo
¡Toma por culo, Cadiro!
Ay, no.
Ah, tomar viento, Timadiro, cabrón.
No, Cadiro.
While clicking on items is a critical part of playing an action RPG, there's a fine line before it becomes a chore. And we're trying hard to make sure that clicks on items come with appropriate
Timadiro, a la puta calle.
Expedition artifacts being automatically picked up isn't the only improvement we're making to reduce unnecessary clicks in this expansion. In order to make sure that each stack of currency items is worth a click, we're trying out a system where currency items drop less frequently than larger stacks.
Gracias a putísimo
For
Dios.
example,
Ya tocaba, chaval, ya puto tocaba.
Gracias a Dios.
Me toca rehacer los filtros, gente.
Que no tengas que clicar 16 putos portales, que de uno los recoja todos. Perfecto.
Toca rehacer los filtros, gente, qué pereza.
Mira, qué bonito que se ve. Qué satisfactorio.
Esa es la liga entonces de jugar Nemesis, ¿no?
Hostia, espérate tú.
Auca este
De
viva.
luz de mapa, a ver.
We have also applied this approach to many
Uy, le han
chests
hecho algo.
in areas like splinter drops
No,
throughout Path of Exile.
nada.
No ha caído nada, le han hecho algo.
Before we move on to our final announcement and live Q&A, let's have a quick look at the new set of supporter packs that are available right now to celebrate the launch of Path of Exile Scourge and help fund the ongoing development of Path of
¿Qué
Exile.
cosas no tienen que
Todo lo que
rehacer?
quieran, Todo lo que quieran. Si me gusta lo que leo de la del parche, todo lo
By
que
adding
quieran.
$5 worth of points to each
Qué bonito.
This
Qué
means that we now
bonito.
receive the full value of what you spend in points,
está
with the new
muy
sets of
guapo.
exclusive cosmetic
Gente, me parece que esta liga me voy a
microtransactions.
comprar un supporter
These
pack.
include armor sets,
Se lo voy a
chaval.
regalar por el cumpleaños de Taco.
The Ancient Dread pack contains an exclusive pair of wings, and the Intrepid Liege
Hostia, qué
pack
guapas las
Guay,
espadas,
Hostia,
contains three value
Chaval.
tiers that you can upgrade between within their
Qué
respective
guapos
series.
están.
Excepto
Thank you so
Patronum.
much for your support. Purchases of these support packs make expansions
me
like
gustan
Scourge
todos.
possible.
El portal está guapo. Dios, el portal negro es la
Mira, esto no le importa a nadie, no pasa
We have
nada.
one quick announcement to
Sí,
make.
Twitch Rivals
In the
que
Expedition League, we
ganaron
teamed
un
up with
Twitch
Twitch
Rivals,
Rivals
sí,
to run our
Twitch
first
Rivals,
ever
sí.
Path of Exile Royale live tournament. This event
Eso
saw our
sí.
favorite content creators
Pero yo no voy a
teaming up in
jugar,
pairs
me
to
da
compete for
pereza el
some
Royale.
prizes. We're excited to announce that following the launch of Path of Exile Scourge, we're doing it again. This time around, competitors will compete alone, but we've added a unique twist. Towards the end of the match, surviving players may encounter a brutal but rewarding boss fight, which could have significant strategic implications for how they play the match. There's $30,000 of cash on the line,
Hostia.
alongside some of Path of Exile's best microtransactions. Tune in on October 28th at
¡Qué suerte!
twitch.tv/twitchrivals.
¡Qué suerte, hijo de puta!
Punto subido de nivel.
That concludes the reveal portion of this live stream. Keep an eye on our news next week as we reveal more details about the Scourge expansion. In the meantime, these reveals are already live on YouTube for you to link to your friends in case they missed the live stream. Please do so and join us as we battle the Scourge alongside you next week. It's now time for the Q&A. If you have any questions about what we've shown you today, please get them ready because I'm about to be joined by Ziggy D as we answer your questions from Twitch chat, and after that, we'll be posting the full Path of Exile Scourge patch notes.